Good morning, my friends. How are you all today? I hope you are doing well. I'm going to do Roxy's weekly challenge, the latest one. There's one from, I think, 2 weeks ago that I want to do, but I'm just not doing it yet. I'm going to do last week's one. These do not fit. Okay, that's all right. I've got a way around it. And this latest one from Rachel of Roxy Creations looked super fun and really quite easy. So I'm just going to explain on this one and then I'll go through with the other pages. So I've got book page. So it's a book page project. Any book page you like, really. It doesn't really matter. If it's too big, cut it down. I wouldn't go too small, although you could do some really cute versions. Wee mini versions might be quite fun. So I say don't go too small, but you know, go where inspiration takes you. Right, I'm just going to clean up that edge there. So we're making envelopes, but envelopes that one float, two are covered in writing space as well as being decorative, and then three have something inside them for writing on. So it really piques a few of my loves: the love of working with book pages, the love of adding in whatever writing space I can, and of course the love of decorating, because that's really fun, isn't it, decorating up. So don't worry about the direction of your book page because it's not going to matter. Most of it, not all, but most of it will be covered. And it's nice to have some little peaks of that book page sticking out so that, you know, for posterity, people know it was made with a recycled book page. So I'm just going to fold all these up, and I'm just eyeballing it, leaving the top part for your flap. So I'm leaving, I don't know, a couple of inches, inch and a half, I don't know. As I said, not measuring. No need to measure. No measuring in this project. Really, a bit of eyeballing. We always do a bit of eyeballing on this channel, don't we? A bit of eyeballing, a bit of kind of laying your paper down and lining it up and tearing it, or making some marks with a pencil. That type of thing. So no actual measuring. Or at least I don't plan on doing any actual measuring, and I don't think Rachel did. So I'll link Rachel's video in the description box below in case you would like to go over and watch her create these. Just, you know, a really simple, easy project that looks beautiful. Rachel's looked absolutely stunning, is very, very useful, and extends that writing space. You know, if you're a writer in a journal, you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to just fold. Rachel did this first, but I'm not. Just folding down the top lip of that envelope just to reinforce that for when something goes in. And let's do all the folds. I'm kind of in a mess make kind of mode, which is very unusual. We'll see how that goes. I doubt I will sustain it, but you never know. Miracles have been known to happen. So again, not measuring, I'm just turning it under what seems good and adequate to perform the function, which is reinforcing that edge. Now I know why she did it first, because you're not fighting with that fold getting in your way. So yeah, do this bit first. That's my recommendation. It also helps gauge where you fold this to for when you fold that down. I could have folded this up a bit higher, this fold, but that's okay. I'm not at all concerned. It'll just be a slightly shallower envelope, and I don't see a problem with that. Okay, so gluing down these edges that we just folded, giving it a good crease along there. Oops, I've got a random bit of brown paper. We won't need that for that project, so I'll just put that aside. So I've got 4 here. Let's see how we get on. 1 with mass making, doing all the same steps at the same time. And 2, how many I actually get done completely. Taking bets now. 1, 2, 3, 4. on how many I get done and how long I last on the mess making approach. 10 minutes? 20? Or will I go the whole time? Wow, stick with me friends and we shall find out together. Right, last one for this step. Now I will be including an extra step that Rachel didn't do. Rachel is not an inker, and if you've been around me long enough you'll know I am. So it's wonderful to embrace whatever style you're in, whether you're an inker or not an inker, or whether you like snipped corners, rounded corners, square corners, or a mix of the above. Anything goes. Do you, do your style. So at this point I'm just going to ink this top edge here of the pocket, because the rest will be easy enough to get at a later stage. But I want to do this before we glue the pocket shut. Pocket? No. Envelope. Oops, that's not sticking. Why aren't you sticking? Perhaps I didn't give it enough love and attention to make sure it was glued down. Right, third one. See, it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take long at all. That one, and last one. If some of those edges, like this one, seems to be lifting, it's probably I didn't put enough glue on the ends. I'll just put a bit of tacky glue in there when I glue the envelope shut, which I'm about to do right now. So are you going to stay down? Seems okay on the other side. I think it just needs a bit of extra pressure. So we're just going to glue up the short side. And there we go. Don't ask me why I'm in a mess make mood. I have no idea. It's not my usual go-to. Not my usual style. And I'm going to be using digitals today from the Junk Journal Studio. Beautiful Winter Bounty kit. And I'm going to be using the coordinating page kit today. And probably the ephemera kit as well, to do one of the stages. So very simple. There's no fancy folding, you know, like creating gussets and mitering things and, you know, all that jazz. None of that today. We're just going straight, quick, easy, uncomplicated, and hopefully a whole bunch of fun. That's the goal today, is to create beautiful things and have fun. Right, this one's not sticking down very well, so let's just add a little bit of tacky glue and that'll fix it right up. Okay, so that's that gluing done, so we can put the tacky glue away because that's the wet glue done with. We will be going back to glue stick, although I will probably resort to tacky glue for ease and less mess. But okay, so we've got 4 so far, all at the same stage. So now we're going to fold this flap down. Don't fold it all the way down to your opening, otherwise you're going to struggle to get things in and out. So give it a bit of a gap when you fold it. So I'm going to fold it there, and I've got a, I don't know, 1/2 inch or so there. You can leave less. That's just kind of what felt right for me on these, well, on that one anyway. And every single one's going to be different because I'm, you know, not measuring. So I left a little bit less. Well, I thought I had, maybe not. I don't know. So it's a very cold day here today. It was 30 degrees the day before. Yesterday we got to 27 or 28. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. And today I haven't checked the temperature, but like it's probably low teens. So quite a substantial difference. That's why I've, back in the hoodie and got thick socks on, which means I'm just a really nice temperature. Neither hot nor cold, just comfortable. Okay, so that's our basic envelope done. Easy, eh? Easy. But now comes the fun part. We're going to cover these with decorative bits and writing space. So basically there's going to be writing space on the back and on here. This will definitely be more decorative, but we're going to add something onto the flap like Rachel did that's going to add even more writing space while being decorative. And then of course something inside. So if that doesn't make sense, let's just get into it. So first off, I want to choose a paper for here. And I do want it to be that combination of decorative and writing. And I think this one here, this part here would fit that bill beautifully. So I'm going to trim the white off first. None of these pages I have pre-trimmed the white off, so we'll just have to deal with it. And right, no measuring, but we do need to kind of measure it against our piece of paper or our envelope so we know where to cut. I'm going to line it up on my guillotine just so I get everything straight, I hope. Theory is I'll get it straight there. And let's grab a pencil and go about there, and let's go about there. You can always trim it down a little if I'm off. So let's get that white off the bottom. So all the links for these kits will be in the description box below if you like what you see, if you're interested in checking it out, and whether you might want to invest in some new papers to play with. They are beautiful, very, very beautiful. I highly recommend them, as I do all of the Junk Journal Studio. It's like they're just stunning papers. Okay, that's going to go there, and I think I'm going to do what Rachel did because I often do that. I may even have learnt it from her. It's been so long, maybe I don't remember. But just the 2 glue method, which means I'm not going through a bunch of glue papers, and I won't get any yucky glue smears on the front of my decorative pieces. So glue stick in the middle, and then some tacky glue around the edge. Nice and clean. It also gives a really nice seal around the edge. Sometimes, like I had these flaps were lifting up, sometimes the glue stick doesn't perform quite as well. I don't know whether it's the temperature or the amount you put on, the pressure you use, the quality of the glue stick. Well, quality definitely matters, but I use 2 brands pretty much, and they're pretty reliable. So I think it's, sometimes it's just random. You get a bad one or it's a bit older. We can't always tell the age of our glue sticks, especially if you get them from a shop that might not have a high turnover. So sometimes it's just the case that it's a bit old and it's not performing like it normally would. Okay, so bear in mind that whatever direction you put your paper on, whether you put it that way or that way, will determine which way your envelope goes. So the idea being, let's use this, that you can wrap it around a page like so and clip it on, or you could tuck it into a pocket behind a belly band in a tuck spot, that sort of thing. If you really wanted, you could glue it on the page and have it as a pocket in behind, but that's not what Rachel did, and that's not how I'm going to make mine, but it is a valid option. And you could make some each way. Always variations with everything, isn't there? Okay, I'm wondering whether I should use this beautiful snowy scene. It's not really writing space though, is it? Although we could use some of it and have some writing. That's what I think I'm going to do actually. Going to have half that scene and then have a bit of writing space on the side. So I'm just going to, if I cut down there, that should be good. And pencil again. And we're going to go try and follow a line about there and there. Just making rough marks and about the bottom of that branch. Okay, I think I know where I'm cutting. If I can find where I put my pencil mark. Is that it there? I think. I can't tell, my friends. Oh, there it is. It's right at the bottom. I deliberately put it somewhere where I could see it and then forgot where I'd put it. Silly me. Okay. And that could be used on another one because you've got writing space down the side there. So it's just a real blend of the writing space and the decorative. So I'm going to have lots of scraps, which is absolutely fine. Let's do this way. There. Lots of fun scraps for my next collage play. I was going to say job, and it's like, no, collage play sounds so much more fun. Because it is, isn't it? Collage is fun. Okay, so we've got it that way round, and perfect. Right, so I've already kind of abandoned the mass make, haven't I? Because I'm now doing both sides. So how long was it before I abandoned the mass make? The true mass make, where you do the same procedure all at the same time, I've definitely gone away from that. I'm still trying to do the mass make in that I'm trying to make 4 of them in our time together, but we'll see. So definitely didn't take that long before I abandoned the true mass make. But I just couldn't see the point of putting this paper aside when I knew I wanted to put it on the back. It's like, well, just do it. And then you can go on to the next one. Oops, a little bit out from the edge there. Let's get a bit closer. The double glue also means it doesn't curl quite the same as if you're just using glue stick. Right, let's kind of center it there. So pretty, isn't it? Look at that. It's just gorgeous. And we've got this lovely part of a scene here with a couple of little houses and then writing space with, it's not boring. It's got some text, some numbers, and a bit of other detail in the background, and some lovely natural distressing that Michelle has put in there. So there's a lot going on, but it's beautiful and it's writable. So awesome. Right, so the next step of that is the flap. So we are going to put that one aside and grab out the next one and find a piece of paper. Now I will need to keep an eye on the time so that we get, I might do this one the other way around, do it this way, so we get all of them, well, at least get one completely finished. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Put those scraps aside for now. Let's choose out, I'm sorry I'm not exactly sharing with you my selection, am I, with flicking through. I just don't want to shuffle things backwards and forwards all the time because it gets so messy. This one's really lovely, quite different to the other one in terms of it's not a scene, but we've got text, we've got snowflakes, and you could write on it, but you don't. If you just wanted it to be decorative, you could certainly keep it decorative as well, because it's very, very pretty. So I'm going to have to make a few blue journals because I've been doing a lot of blue based ephemera lately. Just going to put the guillotine down while I work out this. About there. Let's grab the pencil again, and we're going to go there-ish. And oh, we need to take it down because we've got that white strip. We don't want the white strip. And there. And I'll probably do the back out of the same paper because, you know, you don't have to. Like, you could totally use a totally different paper, and if you're using from the same kit, they will coordinate beautifully. It's like, I've got this bit of paper out, why not use it both front and back? Oh, I'm loving these scraps. These scraps are going to be awesome to play with. I think I got the white. Yes, I got all the white off. Cool. Okay, that's on the front. Let's measure up the back. Measure, you know, loosely. Line up. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way around. This way. And I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go there-ish. And there-ish. Very there-ish. Oops. Collecting the papers with my guillotine. So what's on your crafting desk today? Are you up to anything in particular? What are you working on? A big project? You're working on smaller projects like maybe some ephemera or a tag? Or, I don't know. I mean, a tag is ephemera, but you know what I mean? Like, you're working on a specific tag, or you're working on tags in general to bump up your pre-made ephemera, or you're working on some other arty or crafty project. So many creative things one could be doing, isn't there? Right, so we've got a nice scrap there. So this one on the back, it's beautiful. When you isolate a little piece of it like that, all those details become a lot more noticeable because you're looking at a smaller area, and it's just so incredibly detailed. Just stunning. Really, really pretty. Alright. Do our first glue followed by our second glue. So I talked in, was it Monday's video? I think it was Monday's video about a bit of a run around we've had lately with a food bank client, and suspecting that it was a prank. We haven't heard anything more from them, so I tend to think, you know, if they were really in need, they would have found a way. They would have walked up to the village, which is closest to them, the beach village, found someone who could help, who had a phone. You know, if it was genuine, I'm sure they would find a way to get back in touch and say, oh, can we still get that food parcel? We're really sorry, whatever went wrong. You know, could be anything. And Lisa, I think it was you that mentioned that it might have been that the girl went into labour, and that had crossed my mind. That was a potential scenario, and why I was also worried, because if she went into labour, people living at a riverbed, what are they doing? How are they managing? You know, so I was concerned if she had gone into labour, how they were going to do anything, get anywhere, because apparently they didn't have enough fuel to get anywhere but up to our township, which there's no hospital. There is a doctor, but you know, it's like, if they can't afford things, food, how are they going to afford to go to a medical centre that they're not registered at? You know, so all sorts of things going through my head. So that was a possibility. But the week before that, we were referred a client of 4 young guys, and I tried multiple times to get in touch with them, and this wouldn't respond to any of my phone calls or texts. And so there's nothing I could do, just put it aside. And then the same person who referred them last time referred them again this week with a different phone number. And so I tried phoning again, and still nothing. I've left messages, nothing. And so I'm wondering, are these people genuine? Like, if they can't, I've said, you know, text, they can text. If they can't afford a phone call or running short on money on their phone or something, they can send a text. They were able to call the person that referred them to us. So I'm assuming, and there's 4 of them, so between the 4, well, apparently 4 of them, 4 adult males, they should be able to make contact. They should be able to respond to my messages, to my calls, and nothing. So I'm like, is this like some other stupid going on? Like, what is it, people? What's in the air? It's just ridiculous. It's wasting so much time. But another pretty one. Done. So we've got 2 done. How are we going? I reckon we can do at least another, I reckon we could probably do 4 of the bases. We probably won't get all 4 completely finished, but okay, let's grab out these papers and have a wee flick through together. Because I've kind of been keeping them a bit secret, which is not that great. Oh, look, that's so pretty. But I'm looking for that blend of decorative and writing ability. Casey date muffins. Dates is something I don't use in my cooking because they're quite high in sugar. See, something like that could work because it's faded and you've still got some of the music. I'm going to keep looking, see what else we've got. Again, that could be used. I mean, it really depends what you want, isn't it? That's beautiful. I'm thinking maybe that one. How about we do one where we do use 2 different papers? Do you think we should? I think we should, just to give a slightly different effect, result. Raspberry sandwiches or fruit cookies. Making me hungry. I'm not really. Not really. I just had a really yummy nectarine. Ooh, I like that. How about we use this one for the front and this one for the back, because you could totally write all over that. It's very light text, but it's interesting. If you don't want to write over it, you could equally just leave it to be pretty. Right, I'm going to trim off the white, and I'm going to do both ends because I'm not sure which end I want for the figure skaters, the ice skaters. I don't know which end of the paper I want yet, so I'm just going to... Oh, that's quite hard to get through. This is presentation paper, so it's a wee bit thicker than my copy paper that I'm used to cutting in like 2 or 3 together. 2 of the presentation paper, you definitely feel the difference. So yeah, I don't know what's up with these people. I just like, stop wasting my time, would you? And stop making me worry. It's not fair. Don't make me worry, especially if there's absolutely nothing to worry about. So there is one thing. It is teaching me to not make it personal. Not that I was making it personal, but not letting it get to me. It's like, if we can't contact them, it's not our fault. So yeah, it is teaching me a little bit more of, might go this way. So do I want more of the sky, or I think I'll go the sky. The sky could be writable, but I don't want to cut off their feet. Right? No, don't want to chop off their feet. So I'm going to go there and there and vertically we will go there. So that's that one. I'm going to measure up the back as well, and I might just take the same corner over here. I'm going to go there, and there-ish. I might be slightly off on that one, but we'll see. So I still haven't decided what I'm doing on Friday, whether I'm going to head out and go somewhere or whether I'll stay at home. I don't know. I think I'll just wait and see how I am Thursday night, because, you know, Thursday's always busy with the food bank and I'm usually tired. And I do enjoy going out on a Friday because it's, you know, it's social. It's my social time. But I also like the idea of spending a bit more time at home where I'm not recording a video, or, you know, I can get stuck into something else, do some digital work. Or although now that I've got my laptop, I take it with me and I can do my digital work anywhere. It's so good, my friends. It's so good. I am absolutely loving the freedom, even though I haven't actually taken it anywhere yet to work on it, apart from the day that it arrived, because it arrived to my hubby's work. So yeah, apart from then, I haven't actually had an opportunity to take it anywhere to do work away from home, but I can, and just that sense of freedom, it's beautiful. It is beautiful, a beautiful thing. Okay, so this one's going to go here, and yes, that's so cool. Just love that little vignette, really cool. And it's more on the brown tones on this particular piece. It's certainly got the blues in there, but there's a lot of the brown in there, and that's what I love about this kit too, is it's a beautiful blend of blues and browns. Blue is definitely the dominant color, but there's a lot of browns in it, and they just work together so exquisitely. And I never would have thought in particular of pairing those two together, but they just look so good. You know, it's got to be the right blue and the right brown, and I think Michelle's just partnered the beautiful, exact right shades and tones together. They really complement each other beautifully. So in this one you get a lot more of that brown coming through in the buildings and in the clothing of the people. And even in the sky there's blue, but there's also like a soft beige influence in the sky. That's pretty and still writable. You know, there's still places you could write on that. This is decorative, but you could also write completely over top and just ignore the pattern. Just options. You know, I always look for options in what I make, that you could use it different ways, or you know, both as the journal maker you can use the piece in different ways, or as the owner of the journal you can use it in different ways. So trying to think across all those options. So of course with text on, it does give it a direction, but we've already got the direction with the people that are skating. So just as long as we match them up and get them both in the same direction. And now I'm second guessing myself, like, oh, have I got it up the right way? I better double check. I don't want my text and my people like topping and tailing, if you like. Right, so I'm just gonna, yep, that way up, this way up, we're good to rock and roll. Cool. Okay, now we just need to do this one. I'm tempted to go with the same papers. Is that cheating? Is that cheating? I'm going to take this end. I'm going to do it. You know what? I'm just going to do it. And yeah, I think we'll be all right. We're not going to chop too much off of anybody. So I'm going to go there. There's a little less writing space on this one, but that's okay. And we're going to go there. Now I've drawn that pencil line right in the middle, so I can't actually see where I'm lining it up. But I don't really want to chop her face in half. Oh, we might have to do a little finagling here, because I'm going to have to chop it further over than what I lined up. So we'll work it out. We'll work it out, my friends, to do the minimal of damage to anybody. We're chopping the flagpole in half, or the flag actually, we're chopping the flag in half. That's okay. Flag won't feel a thing. Right, now I've got to decide. I reckon we're going to lose some of him. He's right on the edge anyway. Just going to get the ribbons on his hat and his leg and his arm. But I think that's better than chopping her face in half. I just see these guys in the background have had a collision and they've fallen over. And there's a couple of ladies in the background who've fallen over as well. Funny. Again, it's when you take a piece of something that you begin to see the details more closely. You begin to actually notice the details. And I learnt that back in high school when we had to copy a piece of famous painting. And we just had to do a portion of it, and it really helps you focus on the details when you're just looking at a small part of something. It's a really good art technique if you want to copy a style or something. Just take a portion of it to really drill down into the texture and the colours and the patterns and how it's been constructed. You know, layers and all that. So I remember doing that at high school, and I loved what I produced from it. I can't remember the name of the painting or the artist actually. I should know it, but it's people very Victorian on a riverbank. And so you just had to take a portion of that painting and reproduce it. I have a feeling, was it pointillism? No, it wasn't pointillism. Something with similar effect though. It's very, very famous. Like, you're probably sitting there going, it's da-da-da. But I just can't remember. So long ago, my friends. So long ago. And I can picture the painting. Absolutely picture the painting. There's, you know, a lovely lady with her bustle skirt and in the foreground. And I think there's a gentleman with her. And that's the area that I recreated. So the rest of it, like there was water and there was other people, but I can't remember the rest of the details about it. A overall sense of it, but it's the lady and the gentleman that I remember, because that's the bit that I recreated. Okay, now we need to do I do the same paper? Or I'm also thinking this bit. Yeah, snowflakes, that's ice skating. I'm going to go with this bit of paper. And to make it a little bit easier, I'm just going to trim that white off the bottom. Okay, make sure I've got it the right way up, because again we've got text. Go there and there. Now, anybody who has one of these Fiskars guillotines, I would like to know something. I love my Fiskars guillotine. It's wonderful. It's so efficient. It's sharp. It's wonderful. But there's this plastic stuff that's all bubbling. And I suspect it's a protective covering that it's supposed to be taken off, but I don't know that it's that. So has anyone had one of these or got one of these and can advise me on whether that plastic coating is supposed to actually come off? Like, are you supposed to remove it or not? I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really bother me. It's an interesting texture, but I just don't want to take it off in case it's not supposed to come off. So if you can help a girl out, I would love any advice from your experience or knowledge. Would be fantastic. Hubby doesn't think it's supposed to come off. I think it's probably supposed to come off, but I really don't know. Now, I don't want to ruin my beautiful guillotine because, let's face it, these tools, they're worth their weight in gold, but they're not cheap, and not cheap to replace. I'm guessing if I took it off anyway, it wouldn't really affect much, but I don't want the lines and the numbers and things to wear off because I've taken it off. Maybe it's protecting those. I just don't know. I'm just hesitant to, as I said, hesitant to do it because I don't want to ruin it or do something I'll regret. I imagine because it's sort of bubbly and that it is supposed to come off, but if you could just give me that confidence that yes, I can safely remove it, just checking direction once again. Yeah, it'd be awesome. You can put my fears to rest. Oops, I didn't quite get that straight on. Oh well, it's going to be stuck there slightly crooked. Well, we did well. We got through 4, and that's, I think, the only one I got significantly crooked. Okay, how are we doing time? Oh, we're not going to get all 4. So these ones go that way, these ones go that way, so we've got 2 of each direction. Right, now the next thing to do is to find something for the flaps, to go on the flaps. And Rachel used tags, and I am not going to use tags. I'm going to use ephemera pieces from Winter Bounty. And so we're going to find some fun bits that might be sort of around the right size. I think that's a little bit small. I think we could do this one. That's really lovely. Give it a rough chop out and put it to the side. Yeah, I think that size will work beautifully. Okay, so I'm looking for a certain size. I can probably use this to give me a rough, yep, or actually I might take the birds instead of the church. Just going for a different motif. And you can see more of the brown tones in the ephemera as well. Those would work as well, but I'm just going now. I've got a couple of possibilities there. Just going to set them to the side. We're not going to get all 4 done, so how about something like this? How are they size wise? A little bit smaller. But I think it will work, so we'll take that. Now there is a step in when Rachel was making these that I missed. Like, I wasn't watching at the time, I was distracted by Kelly. And it was like, oh, and it's right at the end how she finished them up on the back of the bit that she put on the flap. I missed what she did, so I don't know whether she put anything on it or not to finish it off. So I might divert a little bit from what she did, just because I don't actually know how she finished. I'm getting these all out of order, but that is fine. Maybe we'll take this one, just because it's quite fun. Got a bit more colour in it. I need to do some serious fussy cutting, don't I? It's because I haven't had time when I've been out. I normally save it up to do when I go out. Of course, now that I've got my laptop, I'm probably going to want to be on my laptop rather than fussy cutting. But I need to balance my work so I get everything done. Because I'm conscious these are blank on one side. Now, if I double-sided them, then we could just call it good, but they are not double-sided. Which way round do I want it? Maybe that way? And what I want to do, how am I going to do this? I'm going to grab out another bit of paper, just a writable bit of paper. Oh, this one's pretty. Let's go this one, if I can grab it. Come here, bit of paper. Sorry about the reaching. It's just not wanting to play ball. Just wanted to stay with its fellow bits of paper. Right. I've got to try and hurry because we're running out of time. But I want to put something on the back so it's not plain white and it just gives it a bit more reinforcing. And I think it will look nice. Okay. But I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. Okay, let's try this. Great experiment. I probably need to go back and watch the end of Rachel's video that I missed. Because, yeah, then I would actually know. The mystery solved. I don't mind if it's slightly smaller. In fact, I think I probably prefer it slightly smaller. And that is not smaller. Oh, that's because I haven't popped the other end. Silly me. Okay, that's close enough. I think that worked. I think it worked well enough. Okay, so we were putting it on this one, weren't we? Were we? I don't know. This one. Doesn't matter. Okay, I do want to ink around it, so I'm going to take just a moment to do that. Because I can't ink the edge that's on the flap if I don't do it now. So I guess one easy way would be just to put the backing paper on, cut it to the same height, and then you can trim off against the edge once it's on. That would probably be a quicker way. Yeah, I need to go back and watch the end of Rachel's video. That's all there is to it. Just see how she finished them up on the inside of the flap. Because I saw the very end where she was showing the projects, but I just was trying to see what she'd done on the inside, and I couldn't tell. So I'm just gonna guesstimate where the glue's going. In fact, we're going to put it over the whole thing. line it up, hopefully somewhat straight. And we're going to, oh, is that straight? That doesn't look straight. That's because it's not. Okay, let's try that again. Right, that's where it's going to be, straight or not. And I'm going to line this up as best as I can. Stick that down. Oh no! Bother! I just put it down on the decorative side. That was so stupid. Okay, it will dry, so I'm going to use the same bit, but I'm going to get dreadfully sticky. Oh, that was so annoying. Why did I do that? Because it's sticky. And now I'm just going to go in to this side and hit it with the tacky glue to glue this down. Oops, I just glued my thumbnail. Might as well get proper sticky. And I'm gonna pop that there. So you've also got writing space on the inside there. So turn it up the right way. So we've got decorative front there. Oops, don't glue shut because you're still glue on that, still wet on that side where I glued it down upside down. We've got a little bit of writing space here. That's probably the least amount of writing space in that area, but we'll have something in the pocket there in the envelope, and then writing space on the back, and it will hook around a page wherever a page is. Here's a page. So in your journal, hook around a page, can be paper clipped on. I've got a little trim of the white to do there. That's fine, I can do that. Writing space, flip it open, have something in there, something decorative. And then you can add other things too. You could add labels or whatever you like to just make some additions. Now I'm going to leave that open just while that dries. Oh dearie me, you know, I couldn't get through it without making some sort of mistake now, could I? But not the end of the world. So I will go ahead and put these three on the other three to finish them up, but off camera. So thanks so much for joining me, my friends. I hope you enjoyed my video and this project. It's super fun. It's actually really easy. And so effective. I think it's a really cool piece of ephemera to have in a journal, and I think I want to make quite a few of these, different styles, different colours. Okay, I hope you go make some. And the rain's just coming in again. I do like the sound of the rain. Have a great day, my friends. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.